licensed teachers, gives us a easier avenue to hiring unlicensed teachers to fill positions if needed. Bigger schools are in this position already, and that's what brought this policy kind of together for the state. So seeking approval to adopt that policy.
I make a motion to approve the adjunct teacher policy.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
Thank you. Item number 8, talk a little bit about this with you guys through email, because timing wise, I want to have this shored up. But athletic eligibility policy, getting the historical perspective on it, it's been sometime in maybe 15 years ago, the previous AD administration decided to add a greater level of stringency to our high school athletic eligibility above what the IHSAA requires. And what I'm asking the board is to have us go back to what 99% of schools in the state of Indiana do and follow simply the IHSAA guidelines of passing 5 subjects to have your eligibility for varsity sports or anything at the high school level sports.
Forgive me, but how is ours more stringent?
Got just a minute to answer that question.
Right now, students, if they have 1 F, they are not allowed to play. So under the IHSA rule, it would be that pass 5 classes. So most kids take 6 classes. So if they are failing 1 but passing 5, they would still be eligible. I know I talked to the Boone Grove AD last night. They are under that rule, as far as the IHSA rule. And I think a lot of it too is there's a lot of schools that are struggling for athletes right now. And so losing kids because of that, you don't know if you're gonna get them back once they are eligible again. So usually it takes a full 9 weeks for them then to get back on. So we've had some different rules in place of them getting back in after like 4.5 weeks, but by that time some kids are just, they're done. They don't
Checked
wanna
out.
go back. Yeah, so.
What I think it allows us to do is be able to dangle a carrot closer to them.
Sure.
Keep them working towards something. And I think we can put study tables and things like that in place. That's what we need to do is we need to have some stipulations in place for kids. You keep your eligibility, but this is required of you. But it's a side conversation we were just having about a lot of girls' basketball teams not having JV teams, and even a few schools in the state not being able to field teams.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and with us already having smaller numbers to start with, it's just too big of a detriment.
Yeah.
So.
Do we still have a team structure in place like before the boys or girls start? There used to be meetings and we kind of used to kind of go over those things.
Yeah, all the coaches have their individual meetings before the start of the year.
Well, I'm okay with it. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Approved.
Going on to number 9, seeking approval to list our vacated building at La Crosse on the DOE 30-day list. And that notifies them that we have taken our programming out and all on campus here. And that puts it on a list for 30 days and makes it available possibly for a charter school or some use by a state university. Those are the 2 things that for a 30-day window could try to lay some type of claim to it.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
Item number 10, we've talked a little bit about some needs potentially here on campus at all 3 of our locations as far as what we have facility-wise, baseball, softball fields, Tiger Den, and here on Wanatah's campus. But didn't know if the board wants to discuss it any further tonight as far as is there a need, Is it something that we want to explore further? But got a couple quotes there, but you guys talk that through, or say, let's kick that down the road and
You know, really,
revisit, or what you want to do.
I think at this point, we need to kick it down the road a little bit. We need to converse a little more. How do you feel?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it is I question the, you know, going quite as far as what we are. So I'm not saying I'm flat out dead set against it, but it's a chunk, so.
And if you would mind just summarizing again how you see the use of it between skills like transportation and things, just so I understand better for myself.
Yeah, so basically just caring for and maintaining those 3 locations. Here with 18 acres, I mean, the best example I can give you, I hauled the golf cart that I own over 4 to 6 times. A couple of those occasions, I put it in the building, left it till the next day, just to utilize, you know, storms coming through, getting our high school summer help out in front of Scott, get the sticks picked up, so we can keep the mowing done. Take that vehicle and go get all the weed eating done. Here's what I want done today, that sort of thing. The 2 items that we got quoted, we're thinking possibly if it's something we want to do go that route, go ahead and put a snow blade on it. Now we've got an extra vehicle to use for clearing sidewalks, different needs in the 3 different spots. At the baseball, softball field, sure, it's something that can be utilized for the needs there throughout spring and summer. It's the one Aaron and I looked at Kirstein's, we thought with what it provided, it was a much better value than the expense of a John Deere Gator, $8,000 to $10,000 difference, and quite frankly, had some features that were better, an elongated dump bed, but that's really about, yeah, I mean, we've never had anything like this. Scott's got the one John Deere that can plow, that he plows the sidewalks basically. At both locations now, we utilize Jeff Mitzner for snow removal as far as when vehicles are needed.
I guess one concern I had is if you're gonna have kids use it, I mean, theoretically, kids are gonna be responsible and yada yada, but it's still a utility vehicle of sorts. I mean, I would think you'd need to have some kind of, just to cover the corporation's ass, you'd have to have some kind of
Liability.
little bitty training thing and sign off, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Yeah, and it might be something that requires a discussion with our insurer. Say, would you have any recommendations or thoughts on this, or?
Yeah.
But typically, the answer they've given is, whoever's employed by you, if they're employed, they're covered. You know, to whatever aspect they're doing work for you. So.
You know, my question is too, the transportation between the 3 areas, it's gonna require a trailer and, so I guess, is Scott gonna be tasked using his personal truck to drag his thing all over, Aaron, you know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Me.
You,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, as it currently stands, the answer would be yes.
yeah, so.
Personal vehicles being used, so.
Which as long as people are willing,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
well, I'm with Chad, I'd say a little more discussion on it,
Okay.
and then where you're at with it, Tim.
Yeah, I have the same concerns. I think it makes sense to talk about it further, but not to
Okay.
close the door, but I think we just want to feel comfortable with the liability for something
Sure.
we haven't had before. And I guess one question, like Darren, I went to Bass Pro and there was a $12,000 unit sitting there that had a huge bet that kind of, and what do you get differently for this kind of investment versus like a small golf cart or a another unit that isn't as expensive versus the niche, just like shipping.
Right. I would say, yeah, the golf cart would take care of kind of the front end of what I was describing for you.
Right,
Stick picking up.
Yep.
Getting around the campus to weed eat and just maintain and make the place look good. Which, by the way, I told Scott this morning that I haven't seen the place look better than it does today. So he's got the leaves blown with the mower and that sort of thing. So it looks really good. But the answer would be hauling anything kind of with weight. Snow plowing, obviously, we're not gonna do that with the golf carts or, yeah, and I haven't been to Bass Pro to see what they have.
so I'm trying to envision like even the snow plowing, if you had something that like actually has a motor and throws it is one thing, but trying to push it, I think after a certain point, how much would that have value to either school? I don't know what Scott does today.
Yeah, both these things are four-wheel drive, so they'll clear, obviously there's snowfall, they're not gonna have as much impact on, but, yeah, it's not something we'd be clearing the entire parking lot with.
Don't understand.
Yeah. So it sounds to me like the best thing to do is for us to, I'll do some more exploration, and we can look at this in the spring of the year, going into the summer. We can stay status quo or see what else is out there.
We're gonna need it by spring for projects at the baseball, so.
Yeah, I'm not saying we need to wait till spring, I just wouldn't mind getting,
Okay.
a little more
Maybe
different.
for more information, maybe next meeting.
So try to exhaust more of what's out there, see what you noticed that, okay. I can
And,
do that.
and, my concerns on the, on the liability of having kids operating, so.
Yeah, I have to wonder if kids would be under the blanket of an employee, they're underage, you know what I mean, they're not.
Yeah, those are fair
W-2
questions
employee-
to
Yeah,
ask.
they're not W-2 employee, so,
Right.
God forbid, they're on that thing and the thing rolls over and we got 2 crushed kids.
Yeah,
We
they,
wouldn't.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
wouldn't,
protect.
no,
But I,
worst case
but I
scenario.
don't
probably
like
does
kids
fine.
were at
Summer help.
function,
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
weren't ready or anything like that.
Yeah.
Stupid stuff happens.
It would be, if this is used at the township, would you have to get approval from, like, Mr. Booth or from the township, since it'd be on his property for liability?
I use my gator down there all the time, even if I got rid of it. I don't care.
okay, that's good. I got some other things there I can work on, and I'll come back with some more information next month or in January.
Thank you.
I need approval to, if we will ever get to the end of this road, I need approval to purchase the 2 used buses from North Judson. Got quoted prices of $97.50 each.
You say if we ever get to the end of this road.
Oh, it's just taking forever.
Okay.
And
Are they still using them or?
no, they've been sitting. It's
Okay.
just, they do business with out of Lafayette with Midwest Transit.
Midwest Transit,
Yeah, and it's just like, when I drive past them every night.
Yeah.
I just need them.
Okay, well.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Yeah, we've done everything, it's just whatever their processing.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Board meeting calendar for next year, starting in January. We've explored 2 options the last 2 months. Leave it as is, currently second Tuesday each month. Or the other option was moved to the 4th Monday. And so are we ready to make a decision on that this evening? The Monday schedule is included in your packet, so you see the dates there.
Afterthought, I'd probably prefer to keep it Tuesday, just because I know I'll have meetings on the 4th, or on Mondays for fire department. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm fine with either.
I'll abstain because I don't.
You're out. Doesn't matter, Chad.
Yeah.
You'll have meetings on Mondays, whatever. Yeah, the ghost is.
For myself, it's, I don't know,
Did we go through?
if we need approval tonight, just trying to figure out, the 4th Monday gives more time for the doc and everything to be be considered, so I don't know if it makes sense to just consider it. It doesn't mean, I definitely don't wanna cause conflict for anybody else either.
I can make it work either way.
Well, we had short one tonight, we still got December. I mean, with our audience, we can easily advertise when that January meeting's gonna take place. So we will put that again for December as well. We will call that table minutes. Brian, what do you got for us tonight?
So I would say in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we had a lot of events going on here at school. The weekend before Halloween, we had our trunk or treat, which I think was a huge success. We had over 30 cars here in the parking lot, and a lot of kids from Tri-Township and a lot of kids just from the community that came out. And so I heard a lot of good things of people saying, I'm glad you guys did this, we're happy that this happened. And we couldn't have had better weather that night either, so that was nice. That night we had the middle school and high school dance. The high school dance is usually 2 hours, we dropped it down to an hour and a half, because it seems like at about 90 minutes they want to get out of here. I think DJ Tim had things going that night where 90 minutes went by and no one wanted to leave. So we had to kick them out after another 15 minutes, so that went well. This week we got the student council food drive, ends on Friday, so that's our junior high student council, they've been working on that. This weekend we have our basketball extravaganza for boys basketball, that's 5th grade through varsity. That's Friday night at 5:30 at the Tiger Den, they'll be scrimmaging. The 5th and 6th grade will scrimmage, the 7th and 8th grade boys will scrimmage, and then the JV and varsity will scrimmage. And so, if you wanna holler at a official and yell at an official that night, there's gonna be one right there that you'll have to be able to yell at, so if you want something to yell at him about, that'd be a good night to go. Also that night, we got drama club production here, at 7, and also it is Saturday night as well, so they're doing Beauty and the Beast. And I know they've been working hard the last couple months, so excited to see that. We are partnering with HealthLink out of LaPorte, and we're having a mobile food kitchen here on Friday, so there's a lot of stuff going on Friday, from 4 to 6. And they're gonna have enough food for 200 families here, anyone in our communities that want it. So it doesn't have to be a Tri-Township family, it can just be anyone in our communities. They have food boxes that have canned and boxed goods. We're gonna have fresh produce, eggs, bread, beef and chicken available for all those families. And that'll be in the parking lot. In here, they're gonna have healthcare assistants in here. So anyone that needs healthcare assistance, blood pressure screenings for anyone that needs that. They're also gonna have some care packages, family care packages, so dish detergent, laundry detergent, things like that. And then I think they're bringing 200 pads and gloves for anyone that needs it. So it's all free, just whoever wants to come out. So we kind of got this started late last week. So we're really trying to get the word out as much as possible, let people know. So anyone is invited to it, just not, like I said, it doesn't have to be a Tri-Township person. Next Friday, if any of you guys are interested in bingo, we are having turkey bingo here. So that's another PTO sponsored event. So we're gonna try to pack this place, and we got different people that have donated. Mr. Meats donated a brisket for the winter. Pa's Kitchen, I think, has donated stuff. The Lacrosse BP has donated some gift cards, so should be a fun night of playing bingo. Actually was cleaning out one of these cabinets and found old bingo cards that say Wanatah all senior citizens on them. So I don't know how long ago that's from, but
On D85.
yeah. Thank you.
Is it the arm here?
We did it.
Yeah. So we got those available, but we're gonna have other ones too. So
Where's the one?
That's the last time that Jim shaved.
Still got the thing, the crazy, oh.
yeah, we still got that. So we're gonna need a caller that night. So I gotta figure out who's calling that night. We've also had 2 PTO fundraisers as far as family night outs. One at Jimmy John's, and last night we had one at Five Guys. So anyone that went to Five Guys last night and said we're here for Tri-Township, we got 20% back. So that's going into the PTO fund. So Jimmy John's, we got, I think, just over $150 that night we made, so they gave us 15% back.
That's cool.
So that was a good night.
Yeah.
And so the PTO, if we can do that 10 times a year, that's about $1,500 that we're hoping at the minimum that we're gonna get. So when I went last night at 8:30, it sounded like there was a lot of people that went through. So that's good to hear.
I saw.
On the athletic front, I had a PCC meeting last night. This boys basketball tournament this year is the 100th anniversary of the PCC tournament. So they're gonna bring back all the leading scorers from each school. And then we also talked about bringing back our most tenured coach, or our coach with the most wins. So I will try to be reaching out to Jim Baskey and Bill Berger for them to be there for that night. And the last thing was boys volleyball.
Where's
I kinda
the
gave you guys an
tournament
up-
held this year?
Huh?
Where's the finals held this year?
Good question. It's either Hebron or Couts. It was Couts last year, so I'd say it's Hebron this year. So, and then as far as boys volleyball, they were, it's an emerging sport now, so it's supposed to be played in the spring. We met with the IHSA last night. They're gonna allow the PCC to keep playing in the fall. So we do not have to move it to the spring, which would have been, to me, very detrimental to us, because we would have left with one varsity boys sport in the fall. But they're gonna continue to allow the PCC, until there's enough schools to make it a sport, a tournament sport with a sectional all the way to a state championship. That doesn't take place till there's over 200 schools. Right now, I think there's roughly 50, that are gonna offer it this year. So that was good news on the PCC front, because there's a lot of us, the small 1A schools in the PCC that were worried about moving it to spring and us losing either volleyball or baseball or track. So we were gonna lose something because we don't have enough kids. It was a very good conversation with IHSA last night, so. But yeah, so that is all I got.
All right, thank you. I know I already gave Scott a shout out for how he's got the place looking. Pat Bryant on the back for the screens. He's putting in the bulk of the work on getting those updated. Am I correct in saying that? Didn't know if you had delegated that to anybody.
Not yet.
Okay, you're got somebody at the radar screen. But if you noticed in the entryway, each day when we come in, he's already got that ready to go, and those are scrolling during the lunchtime, so I think that's a real nice look for what we've got going on. That is all we've got.
Motion adjourned.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for watching us this evening.
Last one's email.
I don't know.